Kamawa, hey. So we've been looking at these strange articles and thought we would take a look at this article, Jupiter's Mysterious Great Red Spot. It says Jupiter's Great Red Spot has fascinated researchers for nearly 200 years. Having been continuously observed since 1830, a new study suggests that the clouds are shrinking, but not in ways researchers might expect. In a study published in Nature Physics, researchers say we also predict the great spot's thickness, which is inaccessible to direct observation. So everybody knows Jupiter kind of looks like a tiger's eye stone, but the article has this image with the inaccessible great red spot. It's a bit strange. The article says the researchers used numerical simulations and performed experiments with salt water in a plexiglass tank to make their observations. Quote, we determined the generic force balance responsible for their three-dimensional pancake-like shape. For this, we defined scaling laws for their horizontal and vertical aspect ratios as a function of the ambient rotation, stratification, and zonal wind velocity. Yeah, so it's a little bit weird. So, let's take a look at a review of other recent weird news. Mama, hey. So in the recent show on Marfugal TV, there is an article about a, quote, mini-moon. It says the object is about 6 to 11 feet across. So here in the Twitter post, something appears to move across the screen. But there is also other stuff, like something appears near the second position when the object is at the last position. Okay, so there is also an article about mysterious drones. Here it says that in December and January there were sightings of, quote, unidentified drones in Colorado and Nebraska. Volunteer researcher Douglas Johnson obtained emails regarding the sightings. Here it says in an exchange about how to respond to an early media inquiry, an unknown sender writes, quote, we need to ensure he doesn't feel like we're hiding anything. On the next page it says, quote, we do not know the origin of the drones. So I saw a video called Nectar of the Gods about fasces and the Holy Grail. Fasces are like a bundle of rods with an axe, or a bundle of wood, etc. So in the video, Martin shows this Gettysburg Battle Anniversary coin with the fasces pointing out the labris, like a double-bladed axe. The fasces relate to the Aurora Borealis, and there are 3 X's, like in the next image, the Amsterdam city emblem, with fasces at the bottom. Next, there is a cross representing the Holy Grail, with the dove symbolic of the white sun's light going in, and the Aurora Borealis projecting through the Holy Grail. Martin also shows this torus diagram pointing out the X at the center, and this other symbol, symbolic of a gyro representing the Holy Grail. With the Elder Runes, Wunjo relates to joy and hidden affinities. So you could imagine it like a flagpole, yeah. Mama, hey, taking a look at this article, quote, social network helped sea monsters clone themselves. It says these are fossilized threads connecting organisms known as rangiomorphs. The article says that scientists from the University of Cambridge and Oxford found the fossilized threads, which in some cases were as long as 12 feet, connecting strange organisms known as rangiomorphs. According to researchers, these filament networks which may have been used for food, communications, or reproduction, were discovered in 7 species across dozens of fossil sites in Canada. The fern-like rangeomorphs have fascinated scientists, in part because they do not seem to have had mouths, organs, or means of getting around. Researchers say the filaments may have been used as a type of clonal reproduction, similar to strawberry plants. In a statement, co-author Frankie Dunn from the Oxford University Museum of Natural History said, quote, "It's incredible the level of detail that can be preserved on these ancient seafloors. Some of these filaments are only 1/10 of a millimeter wide." Okay, so I looked at this and there's some interesting stuff. Like at the top, it kind of looks like a unicorn or something. Then in the middle, there is something like spreading out. And at the bottom, it kind of looks like a cute little face. Actually, it totally looks like Dragapult V. Yeah. So I looked up rangeomorphs on Wikipedia, and it says rangeomorphs appear to have had an effective reproductive strategy based on analysis of the distribution pattern of fractophuses, which consisted of sending out a waterborne propagule to a distant area. So here it says Dragapult V has the move Assault Jet, which kind of sounds like something similar. So I've heard a few things about a new card game, and I found this article about Digimon Sovereigns, the 4 holy beasts. It says the holy beast Digimon are derived from the Japanese myth of the 4 guardian spirits of Kyoto, relating to the Chinese myth of the 4 symbols. Like the guardian spirits, they represent and rule over the cardinal points of the compass. They're led by a Digimon who represents the center. So Wikipedia says the 4 symbols are mythological creatures appearing among the Chinese constellations, viewed as the guardians of the 4 cardinal directions.
I guess we'll have to take the jag.
Here on the Digimon article, there is the black tortoise of the north, relating to the North Star, and the vermilion bird of the south, corresponding to the black sun. East and west seem to be mirrored. There is the azure dragon of the east and the white tiger of the west. So the yellow dragon of the center corresponds to the Holy Grail. Every compass points to the Holy Grail. Mama, hey. So I saw this article. Astronomers helped discover incredible teardrop-shaped star. It says after a 40-year search, astronomers have spotted a, quote, first-of-its-kind star that pulsates on just one side. Amateur astronomers played an important role in the discovery by trawling through data from NASA. The, quote, one-sided pulsar known as HD 74423 was spotted in the Milky Way. So this is an artist's impression of the star and its, quote, red dwarf companion. In a statement, co-author Simon Murphy, PhD from the Sydney Institute for Astronomy at the University of Sydney, said, quote, what first caught my attention was the fact it was a chemically peculiar star. Stars like this are usually fairly rich with metals, but this metal is poor, making it a rare type of hot star. Other astronomers had also started to study the star. Quote, we've known theoretically that stars like this should exist since the 1980s, the study's co-author Don Kurtz, who is from the UK's University of Central Lancashire, said in the statement. Quote, I've been looking for a star like this for nearly 40 years, and now we've finally found one, added Kurtz, who is also the inaugural Hunstead Distinguished Visitor at the University of Sydney. While astronomers have known about pulsating stars for a long time, stars that oscillate over just one hemisphere are a new phenomenon. The researchers explain that HD 74423 is in a binary star system with quote, a red dwarf or small cool star, and that its close companion distorts the oscillations. The article says that because the orbital period of the binary system is less than 2 days, HD 74423 is being distorted into a teardrop shape by the red dwarf.
You mean my blood is the cure for all this?
Correct.
I guess we'll have to take the jag.
So taking another look at the artist's depiction, it kind of looks like a giant charm, yeah. And the other star is so small and cool that phalanx almost fits the description. Of course, giant golden eggs are especially symbolic, so let's take a look at another article. Quote, alien life and almost certainty. So there's a strange diagram here, but because giant golden eggs correspond to the black sun, we can make a few edits and overlay the image from the previous article to symbolically show that the black sun is on the opposite side. Every compass points to the central Holy Grail, where the aurora borealis projects up to the stars. To get to the Holy Grail, you need to upload your blood over intent to the Ethernet on YouTube. This is on paper writing. I intend to bring forth heaven on earth. Recording yourself, putting your blood on the paper, and uploading the video to YouTube with the title blood over intent, the tag blood over intent, and the description blood over intent. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Arigato. Mata ne. Mawa. Hey, so taking a look at this article, quote, Iron Rain discovered, it says in a statement, Spain's Institute of Astrophysics of the Canary Islands, IAC, explained that, quote, exoplanet WASP-76b has days when its temperature exceeds 2400 degrees, which is hot enough to evaporate metals. Does that even make sense? Quote, its nights with strong winds cool down the iron vapor so that it condenses into drops of iron. It says the remarkable conditions on WASP-76b were discovered using the Echelle spectrograph for rocky exoplanets and stable spectroscopic observations, ESPRESSO. Scientists used ESPRESSO to identify chemical variations between night and day on WASP-76b, noting that it was the first time that such variations had been detected in a giant ultra-hot planet. Quote, however, surprisingly, we do not see this iron vapor at dawn, said David Ehrenreich, a researcher at the University of Geneva and the paper's first author, in the statement. Quote, the only explanation possible for this phenomenon is that it rains iron on the dark side of this exoplanet with extreme conditions. Then it says, WASP-76b is tidally locked, quote, tidally locked, which means that it keeps its same face towards the object that it orbits. Quote, just like the moon around the Earth, this planet always keeps the same face towards its star as it rotates around it, which causes this extreme difference in temperatures between day and night on the planet, said Johnny I. Gonzalez Hernandez, a researcher at the IAC and part of the ESPRESSO science team, in the statement. Okay, so if they, quote, do not see iron vapor at dawn, it rains on the dark side, and it's, quote, tidally locked, then that would mean what? It sounds like a torus field, and because the Chinese element system uses different names, like metal, we can say that it's symbolic of the aurora and the Earth's torus field. Okay, Wikipedia says espresso, a cross-dispersed shell spectrograph, uses a type of diffraction grating, an optical component with a periodic structure that splits and diffracts light into several beams traveling in different directions. It says CD and DVD media are everyday examples of diffraction gratings and can be used to demonstrate the effect by reflecting sunlight off them. So this fits at the center of the torus field with the Holy Grail at the center. Every compass points to the Holy Grail. To get to the Holy Grail, you need to upload your blood over intent to the Ethernet on YouTube. This is on paper writing. I intend to bring forth heaven on earth. Recording yourself, putting your blood on the paper, and uploading the video to YouTube with the title Blood Over Intent, the tag Blood Over Intent, and the description Blood Over Intent. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Arigato. Matane.